How about that? Ha 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 ha. All right. See, that's why I got smart people working on my tech support there. So thank you. Appreciate it. All right. From the top. Hey, welcome everybody uh, to the last and final edition for these Project Healing Waters fly fishing specials. We are calling her done. We're not calling her quits. We're just calling her done for the live streams here on Wednesday nights. I'm going to be transitioning into face to face indoor programming where we will be uh, doing our fly tying inside. Excited for that. I don't know. Be honest, it makes me a little nervous. Uh, I don't know. I'm still not 100% comfortable or over this whole COVID-19 pandemic. It seems like it's going to be around a little bit longer, and it might get worse before it gets better again. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist, but the scientists that I know and the doctors that I know, proceed with caution. And that's where we're at. That's what we're going to do. So, um, yeah, 71 weeks ago we started this. We missed 1 week in January and 1 week this last July. So that's 71 weeks minus 2. Leaves us at 69 episodes, 69 live streams week after week after week. And honestly, after a while, the hardest part becomes what do you want to tie? I don't know. What do you want to tie? It's like being married and trying to figure out what to eat for dinner. Um, I don't know. Anything but pizza. I love me some pizza. So, anyways, we are going to finish this live stream series the way that, at least in the St. Cloud program, is where it all begins. And it all begins with the humble yet mighty woolly bugger. Um, and that's one of my favorite flies. I think the woolly bugger IMHO, in my humble opinion, can be a gateway fly for the beginner, and it just really opens up the path and possibilities to all sorts of things. And I don't know. I love me a good old bugger, and that's what we're going to tie tonight. We're just going to go bananas. It's going to be a little bit of a woolly bugger marathon. Um, we are not going to tie two of these the same tonight. They're all going to be different, all slightly different. Why not? That's, I think, the beauty of it. I mean, yeah, you'll come across a pattern that does work better than the other, and I guess you'll just have to work twice as hard not to lose that one. Um, but that can put you in sticky situations. Sometimes, if you do get a fly stuck, it happens to be in the bottom of the best hole of the river, and it's like, what are you going to do about it? You can either break your fly off, break the line, or try to retrieve it, and that might mean blowing out the hole with your big old hooves stomping on the riverbed, um, or getting closer to your fly to give it a yank or crank at the other direction. But usually for me, the best way is I try to get um, just approach it at a different angle. Maybe not necessarily step into the hole, but step off to the side, maybe go upriver a little ways or downriver, opposite direction, and give it a couple of twists. Because once you establish it's stuck, yank it on it any harder, and that's not going to free it. You really gotta approach it from a different angle, and usually up or just straight back. I don't know. But sometimes you just got to park them in the basement and plan on tying another one. So, all right, who do we got in the house? We got the smart mouth. We've got Richard. We've got Jessica. Hello, 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 hello. All right, let's go ahead and tie some flies. Enough of this jibber jabber. That's not what we're here for. Yeah, we are going to be continuing with the Monday morning live streams. We'll be at it Monday mornings. I gotta adjust this camera before we go too farther. Otherwise, all we get is just the hot mess of the bench. Um, so while we go through this, what was your favorite live stream thus far? What was your favorite tie? Favorite Wednesday night project? Um, because how we do it in our face-to-face programming. There we go. Switch that camera over. Um, we start our participants, our veterans, off with this little pattern, this little unknown pattern called the woolly bugger, and after that, they've quote unquote graduate onto different flies, and that always varies. So the incentive is to come, and on your first week, we'll learn you the woolly bugger, and then from there, you'll tie something different every week. So come back the next week and you'll learn a different pattern. Come back the week after that, you'll learn another pattern. So on and so forth. So let's go ahead and get ourselves a hook. And our hook that we're using tonight is our good old Wednesday night standard. Oh, I feel so excited to get back into teaching this face to face. I'm gonna be so nervous. I'm already anxious enough from the coronavirus and COVID-19 and this Delta variant, and just being face to face with people in general. I know in the past I've caught colds and flus in the past, and you just got to be careful. And our good old standard is the Mustad. Mustad 3366, size 2. And let's find ourselves a good thread to work with tonight. Let's go with a 210 Danville's flat waxed. I love it. We'll start our thread up front and work our way back. Tony the Tiger Crease Fly. I think I still have that one. I might have. That might be the one that got demolished. I had one. Well, I threw one of those crease flies in the Mississippi, and I'm chasing smallmouth. Come on, smallmouth guys. Let's get with the program. And Mr. Pike decides to jump on. All right, so I parked my thread at our main tie-in point. What's neat about these mustads and a lot of hooks is if you are tying with a barbed hook, which I highly suggest you smash at some point before it hits the water, halfway between the tip of the barb and the tip of the hook, you go straight up from there. You'll find the beginning of the bend. That's a song for a rock band. So there's the rest of the marabou. I was gonna say my marabou options can't be that slim. Not all marabou is the same. You end up having to really kind of pick and choose, even on the same quote-unquote woolly bugger packs, whatnot. Let me look at this. What am I supposed to do with that? We're going to get that one out of the way. All right. Good old piece of marabou. Let's measure out a hook's length for our tail. Using a size 2, so we'll measure that out. Hook's length, maybe just a little bit more. Set that on the back end. Do a couple of tight locking wraps. And I like to advance my thread forward, because what we're going to do with the marabou now is we're going to wrap that around the shank of the hook. Right up front, nice and tight. If you give it a squeeze, you can feel how tight it is. A few locking wraps, and we'll trim off the excess. That gives us a little bit of bulk. And we'll wrap back to our main tie-in point. Ooh, that is nice. Good old Cyclops. I love the Cyclops. It's a great diver. It's the opposite of a popper. It doesn't pop, it dives, dives, dives. Alright, so we got our stripped end of chenille. I'm going to spin my thread counterclockwise for a second. Give myself a little reverse spin, that way the thread goes where you want it. There we go. The chenille is in. And let's find ourselves a piece of marabou. Or not marabou. We're going, I think this is almost a schlappen. But man, this is a humdinger. That's pretty. We're going to go with that. Like I said, no two will be the same tonight. No two will be identical. We're just going to have fun tying woolly buggers. Look at this big old feather. It just keeps going and going and going. We are going to wrap this bad boy good. We're going to tie this in by the stem. Not much fluff to work around, but we'll give ourselves a little notch. A little bit on either side. That gives us a nice little tie-in point. We'll tie this in. Once that's tied in, let's go ahead and work our way forward. Gotta work. Alright, it's chenille time. Let's go ahead and wrap one wrap underneath. And then touching wraps, working our way forward. And like I say, and will continue to say again and again, what you're seeing right here, right now, is a way to tie the woolly bugger. By no means shall it be confused with the way to tie the woolly bugger. And what way that is, I don't know. I don't think there's any 100% way one should ever just stick to tying their woolly buggers. Be creative with it. Let your imagination be your only limitation. Alright. I hope you guys have been anticipating this, for it is hackle time. Alright, let's go ahead and wrap this forward. We'll do ourselves one solid wrap back here. Make sure we get a good bite on that. Got this nice long feather, so we'll be able to get a few wraps. This is a nice buggy bugger. We're going to pause there. We're going to gain a little control here with our hackle pliers. Sometimes if your feather's big enough, long enough, stout enough, you don't necessarily need your hackle pliers, at least to start. Boy, this is one of those just add water woolly buggers. Alright, let's fold that back. We'll make our head. You know what, I think I'm just going to fold those back and tie those in. Sometimes it's easier to just manipulate, move, and tie down a small little piece. It's easier to do that than it is to try to hit it with the scissors. Boy, oh boy, that's a nice looking bugger. A little overkill on the hackle, but I like it, and I think my fishy friends are gonna like it. Alright, let's add a little dab of insurance policy up front. That secret sauce is going to be some Sally's. We're not going to do any UV on that tonight. At least not yet. Not unless we have to. We'll just give it a quick little dab and let that work into the thread. Alright. Let's see here. Good evening, Mr. Coleman. Thanks for joining us, Dave. Always good to see you. Say, I went out to the river last night at the spot where we were going to have our meeting. I brought my kayak down there. I paddled upriver for a while and slowly floated my way back and fished. And boy, I tell you what, there really wasn't much structure there for the fish to hang out in. Not much of a deep pool or pockets that I found. But it being so hot, I wasn't putting that much effort into paddling. But I do want to get in there again and float around. Alright, so there's bugger number 1. I like that one. I think that definitely looks fishy. So that's kind of our basic starting point. Let's do another one. Let's set this one off to the side. And we'll do another one. I think we'll get our... Let's do this. Let's give this a squish. We're going to need to mash this barb ahead of time. So we're going to throw a bead on this one. Alright, barb is down. Oh, might as well just set that there for like that a minute while we get our bead. It's a pretty big bead. Is it going to be too big? Nope. Boy, that's a big old bead. We might go just a little bit smaller. It just seems a little bit oversized. That one seems a little bit more proportionate. This is a 4.6 millimeter tungsten bead. So we definitely got a little bit of weight behind that. We'll use that same black thread 210 denier. That must add 33.66. Alright, threads on, check. Hooks, bead, we'll go all the way to the back. Right about there. And let's find a piece of marabou. Where do I want to go with this one? What direction? Pick a tail, any tail. I think I like this olive just a little bit better. A little bit of a lighter, fluffier, less quilly. Here we go, that's a pretty feather. That's gonna swim well. Let's find that hook's length. And we'll park our thread right up front behind the bead. Jam it right there behind it. Trim that off. For this one, we're gonna do a little reverse tie on this one. Let's go ahead and get our. Let's tie this in first. That's just some copper wire. Small little copper wire. I like to park it on the side. And we'll go with the same piece of chenille. Go ahead and clean that off. You want a small little birthday candle, wick's worth. After your first couple of wraps of chenille, if you can, give those two little threads a tug. That'll help lock that in tighter underneath. Actually, at this point, we can go ahead and go all the way forward. Wrap our chenille in. Nice and tight. Touching wraps. They're friends. It's hard to believe. 71 weeks ago, we started these live streams. It's like Forrest Gump when he finished running. I'm tired, and I want to go home. A lot of pressure I put on myself on these live streams. I always try to maintain a good quality standard. Try to put on a good show. Make it worth your time. I hope these have all been worth the price of admission. And look at this. This random chartreuse feather jumped out at us. We're going to tie this in. Trim off that fluff. Maybe a little bit more. this one backwards. And the trick is to end right on cue. So as I wrap, I'm lining up my hackle pliers with the end of the fly. And that's where we're going to wrap it all to, and hopefully I'll end up right here just in time. Just the right amount of wraps. Now for the fun part, just work it through. This is one of those things, the less you think about it, the better it'll come out. I mean, you don't want to be all willy-nilly about it. You want to visualize that wire just working its way through. All the way up front to the bead. Works for me. We'll go ahead and lock that off. And I have my nippers over here. And we'll give these a trim. Alright, we got one rogue. We'll need to tell where it needs to go. Put a few tight locking wraps right here. And we'll throw on our whip finish. And we are good to go. 1, 2, we'll give it an extra one, just because. And we got to trim off our hackle tip. If that's the sort of thing you're into, which I am. Alright, there we go. There's bugger number 2. We'll add a little dab of liquid insurance policy on here. And being the bead head, it's definitely going to be down bouncing on the rocks. So you really want to make sure you apply whatever you need to apply to keep that bad boy together. That's a good looking fly. A little bit of chartreuse in there, a little bit of olive. And I didn't trap much down, but if we do get anything trapped, we can always pick it out with our bodkin, but I think we did a pretty good job. Sometimes the fibers, it's like they almost know where they need to be. Alright, that's number 2. What do you guys think? How are we doing tonight? Let's take a little pause for the cause. See how we're doing. Alright. Let's switch that camera over. How's everybody doing tonight now that we got everybody in the house? All 4s of you. This many's. I don't know. It's a hot one out there tonight. Heat index around here, I think they said, was 103. So not too fishy. So, yeah, we're going to just take a couple of breaks as we tie tonight. I'm not going to power through. We're going to talk a little bit about life lessons learned, things about the river, how great it is to be out there. Um, One of the things that I've come to appreciate in the world of fly fishing is just simply taking that moment from time to time and suck it all in. Stop fishing after you tied your fly on or reset your rig or whatever. Take a moment for yourself and enjoy the scenery. Start on one side and just slowly scan and just keep going, and keep going. Now, if you're having a bad day fishing, if you're fishing a topwater surface bait or something, your fly could be, I don't know, wherever. If you're fishing a subsurface, a stream or whatever, you might even want to have a fly out there. And when you're not paying attention, when you're sucking in the scenery and just enjoying the life, that's when you might get that hit. If you're fishing with an indicator, don't look at it. It'll go down. I don't know. Sometimes it's when you're not paying attention is when you get the most attention. So, if you know and can anticipate, if I stop paying attention to this, but you're still ready to react, um, that's when you might catch that big fish. Um, it's never about the longest cast. It's not how far you can cast your fly out there. Because, I mean, to be perfectly honest, if you've got so much line out there and you hook a fish way out there, you really don't have much control over the situation. I mean, that fish is going to be way out there, and no matter what way you turn it, it's still going to have the advantage. And how many times have you been out there fly fishing and you hook a fish and you look down and you've got 80 feet of line between you and the reel? You're sitting there and you're holding it with this hand and trying to catch it up before you even get the fish on the reel. I don't know. Sometimes you got to start short, work your way out. Don't start way out and cast over all those fish and work your way in sometimes. You'll be surprised. They might be closer than you think. How many times have you just looked down and there's that big old fish? I actually had one time that was out on Project Healing Waters. I had a big old fish, big old smallmouth, just hanging out in my wake, just inches behind me. I must have changed my fly 15 times and just tried to drift it past it. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. But let's get back to these buggers. That's enough of a pause of the cause for me, I suppose. All right. Let's do another one. Let's add some flash. We'll add some flash to the tail on this one. All right, let's go. Start with a griddle standard 3366 all the way from Norway. Which way to Norway? This is nope, nope, nope. Let's switch threads. We're gonna switch threads. Costume change. Quick wardrobe change. We're going to switch from. We're going to keep the black bobbin still together, but we are going to pull out some of this. How's this? Nice yeller. Little nylon. That'll work. It's going to be a little stronger than the 70 denier that was on here. Alright, nice and smooth. Check our tension. Love that blonde maple. Alright, let's go ahead and start up front. A little bit harder to see, but I think we'll get the picture. Let's go with a black tail. Ugh. Or not. This is a rough looking marabou. Alright. What did I say? We're going to start with a yellow tail. Haha. Let's go. With some yeller. This is actually two put together, just to give us that additional bulk. I don't want a swimpy wimpy tail. Lock that in, trim off our excess. The nice part about 210 deniers, you can really give it a yank. Let's find our chenille. Where did I put my chenille? I've got a whole tub. There it is, under the turkey feathers. That's where I find my chenille. This looks good. I like the nice brightness of this all, but we're going to do our little bit of flash first. A couple sprigs of this crystal flash I got here. It's not going to take much. In fact, we can fold it in half, divide it by 2. Let's pinch this over here on the near side. Go forward a little bit. Match it up on the far side. Bada boom, bada bing. I got a little bit of flash on our both rear flanks. Alright, we got this chartreuse looking chenille. Nice big piece of it, nice big piece of chenille. That's fun. See, my thread wanted to jump forward, so I'm going to spin it counterclockwise to prevent it from doing so. we go. All right, we need to pick ourselves a pretty epic yellow for chartreuse hackle. Let's try this. This looks nice. Nice pretty yellow. This is all the way from New York. Altmer, New York. Anybody know where Altmer, New York is? Please catch and release for future fishing. Ain't that the truth? I about cried. I watched this guy catch a bass the other day. Just the other day. And as he was handling the fish, he didn't want to get his hands slimy or wet or what. I couldn't really tell, but I'm 90% confident he was wearing car mechanics gloves like you buy at the auto parts store for dealing with engines and junk. And it wasn't even a big bass. I felt so bad for it. I'm one of those guys. I feel bad when you start chucking the fish up on the rocks, trying to deal with it. I'm going to leave that hackle right where it is. I'm messing around too long with that. We've got a live stream to do here, ladies and gentlemen. It might be our last one, but I still want it to be a good one. We started it off with no audio, but we'll get there. We got there. Turns out I had the mute button pressed. Like that hasn't happened before. I don't know. It does. We'll tie our hackle in the back. Work our thread forward. We gotta do our chenille. Don't forget the chenille. Oh, yeller. This will be a nice yellow woolly bugger. So this weekend I'm headed to Lake Geneva, Wisconsin to pay my respect at my late Aunt Barbara's memorial service. Excited to see cousins, great to see family and relatives, but it's never fun with those circumstances. But fate is fate, and the hotel we're staying at is right next to the White River. Looks like a small little river that flows into the lake. And dollars to donuts, I'm going to bring my Tenkara rod and see if we can't pluck something out of there. Alright, smart mouth, I like that idea. Everybody calls out a color and we'll see how buggy it looks. So what do we got? We got 4, 5, 6 people. Everybody say a different color. If your color gets chosen, or if it's somebody picks your color before you and you double it, then you have to pick a new one. And we'll do all 6 colors in the same bugger. Might take a little extra thinking on what color goes where. We might do it in two different buggers. It's kind of a funky front end here. That chenille kind of poked its head forward, and I think we're just gonna send it. It's just chenille, yeah. Just chenille. We'll do a whip finish real quick. almost needs a black head. I almost kind of wish I stuck with the black thread. Alright, we got purple and black. We're cooking with something now. Alright, we'll do a purple and black tail. We'll do a two-tone tail. Let me get my little dab of head cement on here real quick. Purple and black tail if I got it. Might have to do something else purple. I know it's kind of squeaky, but it's kind of, I'm not going to oil my brakes, if you know what I mean. If I were to oil it, then just to make sure. Here we go, it's heating up. Don't nick your thread, Ron. Oops, sorry about that squeak, folks. I'll stop that. Holy smokes, we'll just maybe just knock the dust off of that. Alright, yeah, look at that. I just gunked up my fingers. Ugh. What kind of carbon or powder coat or something. Not the prettiest of heads, but I think old Yeller will do us just fine. So we're thinking a purple. We got purple. We'll do a purple. Purple and black. Ooh, I think we might just do a root beer one. I think we'll do a root beer one separate from the purple and black. I think we'll do that. I like the idea of a purple and black, and then we'll do like a root beer and something. Alright, let's go with this. We'll go with black thread. We'll stick with the black 210. I like having a nice, I don't know, black head on a lot of these flies. Sometimes it's good to, give them a positive indication of which way is which. And I think having a black head up front can tell that bass which end to bite. I don't know if it works that way or not. Alright, well, this is some chewed up end of the barrel woolly bugger. We're going to send it anyways. I like it. It's going to be pretty. Work our thread forward. Alright. This one will give a little bit of flash too. And I've got some of this, I call it pearl web. little bit on this side. And a little bit on the other side. I think that'll work. Kind of frazzly, but need a little moisture on it. Hope it comply. Alright, so we need to figure out a chenille and a hackle plan for this. Is this enough? It might be, might not be. I think we'll try it. Might go on a little thin, but we'll make it work. Let's find our hackle. Good old saddle hackle, my friend. All right, let's tie in our little bit of chenille here. You just need is like 6 inches or so. Alright, nice black hackle, nice little black saddle hackle. This is pretty hackle. Go ahead and trim off the fluff. Then we'll do our high and tight. Alright, let's get one wrap behind that hackle. And then we'll run this forward. Just make sure we don't run out. Everything will be okay. I think we'll do just fine on this one. Purple and black. I like this. Call it the bruiser. That would be a black and blue. We're going to not crowd the eye this time. I'd rather build the head out of thread instead of just lumping it on top of whatever. You know what time it is. Boo boo doo. It's hackle time, ladies and gentlemen. Please rise for hackle time. Boy, oh boy. Black and purple for the win. I like this color combination. Good enough. That's fantastic. Fantastic. Black and purple. We like ye. A little dab of glue, a little bit of head cement. All right. I just about zapped that with my UV light, and that's not going to help it at all because it's not a UV product. That's just plain old Sally Hansen's hard as nails. All right, let's do a root beer. Root beer. Let's do a root beer brown. So we got purple, black. What do we want to go with our root beer brown? Maybe a white cream. Then it'll look like a root beer float. Look like the head, the fizz on the top of the root beer. Let's see. Do I have a cream? I think we'll just have to go with white. So we'll do a white tail. I got root beer crystal flash, or root beer cactus chenille. And then maybe I'll dig out a nice brown hackle. We'll do a reverse tie, and we'll throw a bead on it. Looking for the gold beads. Or a copper bead or a cone head. Ooh, a cone head. Cone head would look nice, because that would be almost a almost like a what do you call that? Tequila. There's all my beads. There's my feet. We'll dig out a hook. Here we go. All right. We're gonna do a bead. You could do beads. You could do dumbbells. Don't let anybody tell you what you can't do with a woolly bugger. It's a woolly bugger, for Pete's sake. This is the sound of me digging for cone heads. You guys get to hear it all. You heard it here, folks. Heard it here first. Ooh. You know what? I wonder if these... Does this fit? That's too big. These are small cone heads. Might be a little bit too small, but it might just give us a little bit of something to look at. Just a little bit of something different for our root beer. Will that go over that big old barb? Not today. Not today. No way, Jose. I'll have to give that a quick mash. I see sometimes people will use their vise to mash the barb, and I could think of better things to do with a pair of $200 pliers than on a 5-cent hook. This doesn't make any sense to me. Seems a little extreme. Will that fit? Yeah, it fits. If it fits, it ships. Kind of a small little cone head. Gosh. Let's keep digging. Let's find a bead head or a cone head that looks right. I'm not satisfied with that. Let's go with something different. I like the look of the copper though. I like that feel that we're going with. We're building as we go, ladies and gentlemen. I have no idea what size this is, but it's a copper bead. It's a little bit bigger. Alright, I like that. To me, that's a lot better. And we'll find a, uh-oh. Why is my screen not changed? How long has this been there? We might have to see what happened. There, I've been digging for all this stuff and that purple woolly bugger's been sitting there this whole time. Let's hit refresh. What do you mean that can't be reached? Alright. Of course, this would happen on my last night. We were doing... The bugger was a nice screensaver, yeah. Too long to respond. Well, this is telling us we need to take a little break. While we fix our phone, we'll turn our phone off. Close that. Close all that. And we're going to do a quick reset on the phone, which is our camera, while we take a little break. Well, what she can do is take a screenshot. Restart my phone. I think these 2-hour live streams is just a little bit too much for the technology to keep up with and to handle. It seems like the last couple of live streams, things have just been going sour sooner than later. But we continue on, I guess. So how is everybody? Well, our numbers have grown a little bit. We're up to 6. Welcome to the finale, the grand finale of the Woolly Buggers. This is 71 weeks ago we started this live stream series, and I'm going to be transitioning into inpatient face-to-face fly tying here soon. And yeah, very excited to get back into that. I know it just looks like I'm checking my email, but we're trying to get this live stream back up and running at full speed. Okay, that looks good on this end. See, it looks like it's me. That's what I look at. That's what I see. Whoa. Whoa, that's weird. Whoa, that's weird. Whoa, that's weird. I look better on the small screen, I think. And it's gone. I can't believe it. Well, it says that that's working on this end. So we'll see if we can't line you back up. We'll zoom in a little bit. Alright. I'm going to switch to this. I'm not going anywhere. Hold on. Nope. Okay, we got that. We are in like Flynn. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. Holy smokes. We're going to try our hand at a root beer. Root beer woolly bugger, we said. Do you say root beer or do you say root beer? I'm a root beer. R-U-T, root. Not a root. We need to adjust that camera just a little bit. That'll work. If this guy wants to be in the view, he will. The bench monkey gets what the bench monkey wants. Out of the way. Alright. Don't ask me what size that bead is. It came in a random bag of beads. But it's on a size 2 Mustad 3366. We're going to do a whitetail. That's going to be our foam. Wish this was more of a cream. A creme. Cremmy. Not crummy. Here we go. I'll wrap this up to right behind that bead. This will give us the bulk we want. I like nice little fat buggers. What can I say? They like big buggers. And they cannot lie. The other fishies can't deny. Alright, let's throw a little bit of flash. This pearl crystal flash, I think that'll work. Kind of has a greenish tint to it, but I think that'll be fine unless we can get Yeah, this is just a little bit more of a pearly pearl. Fold that over a couple of times. Oh well, I'll be fine right where it is. Let's get a wire in. Let's get, because we're going to reverse tie this. Let's get that copper. Give this a little twist on here first. Alright, I was going to do a root beer chenille. Root beer. Who doesn't love a good root beer chenille? A root beer cactus. Cactus chenille. So this is going to be a little bit of nice and bulky, nice and chunky. Alright, we can go ahead and wrap this forward because we're going to reverse tie. Still got to pick our hackle. Boy, that looks buggy as it is. I'd fish that just like that. You know it's going to be a good fly when it's only halfway done and it looks juicy. Alright, we need to find a hackle. Looking for something brownish. Maybe a dark brown. Maybe we'll give it... Uh-oh. I'm seeing flashes on my screen. And that doesn't give me any comfort. So hopefully everything is still working. I don't know. Oh, pick a hackle, Aaron. There we go. think that'll do us. I think that'll do us just fine. Can only mean one thing. It's hackle time. Oops. When your hackle breaks out of your hackle pliers, that's your opportunity to silently swear in your own mind and then just start over again. Because sometimes when you tie a fly, it requires a good swear, but you might not be in the environment to do so. So that's when you just have to swear in your own mind. The world doesn't need to hear it. You know you said it. It felt good to get out. That's looking pretty darn good. I like this one. Some of the chenille fibers snuck their way forward. But you know what? I think that looks fantastic as is. As is. As seen on TV. Void where prohibited, not available in all stores. Maybe known as in the state of California. Alright. That's another fantastic bugger. I think on this one we did. Might have got some of the hackle trapped. So the trick to untrap it is go parallel with your wire at the same angle. And you should just be able to pick it out relatively easy. So that's kind of a little root beer float. Kind of woolly buggerish. Alright. I like it. Kind of looks like a open bottle of root beer. Just crack it open. The white tail. That is a special looking fly. Catch fish all day long. Guaranteed. Alright, so where are we at? We started with our olive on olive. Olive on green. Then we got into kind of a bead head with some chartreuse. Then we got the yeller. We got a purple and black. And then we got our root beer. I think we got a good, nice little spread. 2, 4, 5, 5 buggers. Okay, let's do one more bugger. How do we want to do it? Gold diggerish. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, Steve. Always good to see you. Yeah, we had a little connection issue there for just a brief moment. I need to lean back, take a quick pause for the cause. Oof. Not getting younger anymore. How we doing tonight? We got 7 of us. Outstanding. Thank you all for tuning in for the finale. 71 weeks ago we started this, and we're done. End of July, I'm called it. Need a little bit of time to mentally prepare myself for face-to-face, inpatient, in-person programming. It stresses me out. I'll be honest. I'm a little nervous. Don't know. I mean, it's like going back to school after you've had a whole summer off, but this has been 71 weeks off. And I don't know. What do you guys think? It's tough getting back to doing things, even if it's something you love. I can't say enough about, things that I have learned through and because of Project Healing Waters. I can't speak highly enough of the organization. You know, this pandemic, COVID-19, nobody saw it coming. Well, I guess some people saw it coming, but the bulk of us weren't 100% prepared. And maybe it was just the military mindset, but it's the ability to adapt and adapt and adapt some more to whatever your situation is and overcome it. Figure out the plan. Doesn't matter. Figure out a plan and come up with it and stick with it and be flexible and adjustable with it, because even the best plans will never work out. Just like fly fishing. Sometimes you're throwing the yellow woolly bugger and all they want is something purple and black. Sometimes you're throwing purple and black and all they want is something yellow. Um, and I don't know. It's tough. It's tough sometimes. Sometimes we got to do things we don't want to. We got to do things we don't like to. But ultimately, in the end, you know, it's what we make of it. You know, we can try our best to replicate the woolly buggers, patterns, whatever, or we can let imagination be our only limitation. And let's do that. Let's do another woolly bugger. We're going to do one more, and it'll be the grand finale. So we'll take our time with this one. No particular rush. My back is getting a little stiff. I might have to go see chiropractor or acupuncture sooner than later. But let's do something super bright. Let's do something super bright. We'll reverse engineer this one. We'll start with our hackle. I like that bright chartreuse hackle. This nice big green one. I think I've got a pink tail. We'll do a hot pink tail. Oh yeah, it's like riding a bicycle. Except the problem about riding a bicycle after not riding a bicycle for a while. You know how to do it, but boy, it still hurts. It still hurts. Get those saddle sores. I always, and it's a good pain sometimes when you haven't ridden a bicycle for a whole year and it's your first time back. Uh, we will. Oh, we are not doing a Zoom. We can't do Zoom. Confidentiality. We're inpatient at the VA hospital, and we got to keep things private because people are in there for medical reasons and such. Okay, we're gonna do purple, pink, or not pink. We're gonna do pink. Let's find a good-looking chenille for underneath all that. We might just go with that big lemony. Ooh, this has got some sparkle to it. We'll go with this one. Yeah. It's like I remember at one point. Oh, we gotta switch cameras. Nobody wants to see the back of my big dumb head. Uh, even photos of participants holding their flies for a picture could be too revealing, they said to me one time. Because if you have a certain scar or a tattoo or something on the ring or whatever, and we say so and so was here tying flies, and that person's whoever, there was some not 100% truthfulness to it, they could easily turn around and say, well, you said you were so and so or somewhere and this or that or the other. And then all sorts of craziness goes down. So just always err on the side of caution. You'll be alright. At least you'll live to fight another day or fish another day. So I guess as we move forward, kind of some of my departing words of wisdom here from my Wednesday night crew is you've heard it all before, and I've said it a million times, but let your imagination be your only limitation. Sparse is narce. More or less is more or less. That's probably too much dubbing. It's hackle time. What other Aaronisms have I stuck out there that sticks out in your head? Because this is kind of the end of something. I don't think I've done a series of live streams as long as this. Over 71 weeks, 69 live streams. So what is that? What's my percentage? 69 over 71 is what? I can't calculate that. That's math. Let's get a little bit of crystal flash in there. I think that'll be sparkly. Kind of accent that pink. I think it would be awesome to get a Hackle Time shirt made, but how do you make a saying into a shirt? I don't know. It would definitely be an inside joke because it's not necessarily a industry standard. Not that I know of. Should be though. This is going to be nice and bright. Almost like a light bright. I hope everybody's really enjoyed themselves over the last 71 weeks. I have. I have absolutely. It's been a pleasure to share all the things that go on in my mind as we tie flies. I really love sharing this perspective. I really enjoy it as a live stream opposed to editing and re-editing. Oh, we got to get our thread back here. Because this is what it is. This is, how it happens. Mistakes are made. Things sometimes, believe it or not, don't turn out not as originally planned. But ultimately, we've had some good times out here live streaming. We'll continue our Monday mornings. We'll do that one for a little while longer. I have no idea how long that one's been going. Get a little close up front there, so put the brakes on it. Alright, this will be our last fly of the evening, so the official last hackle time for the Project Healing Waters Fly Fishing Extravaganza Special. We gave it a lot of good dings there. Feel free to always come back, leave comments, come back and review any of these live streams at any time. If you ever have a question, hit me up in the chats or in the comments. We're not going to bother with the hackle pliers, not to start. I am on Instagram quite regularly, posting pictures and such. A nice solid head back there. Those two tag-alongs just would not follow suit. Oh, where'd that go? A little dab of head cement. We will be good to go. Just let it work in there. The capillary action of that thread will just suck it all in. It's thirsty. It's a thirsty thread. Alright, well, I think that in the biz is what they say a wrap. So we're going to wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen. I'm looking for any of my other information. If you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out. I can be emailed at alltiedupflytyingschool@gmail.com, or for Project Healing Waters related stuff, it's aaron.husingfeld@projecthealingwaters.org. I'll post those. Those all should be available in the links in the bio. So, yeah, absolutely. It's the last show, but we are definitely far from the end. Um, and, stay tuned. If you hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell, you'll be alerted of all things all tied up that come up here on YouTube. Um, so, I don't know. I was just looking at the data. And these videos, these live streams, after a few weeks, we usually get about 50, 60 videos or less, or 50, 60 views or whatnot. But the little TikTok video, little 16-second video that I posted out there of a nice sized smallmouth that I caught on the river a couple days ago, it's got over 1,000 views. I don't get it. I don't know. But it's not about the views. It's about sharing, honestly. I don't know. I'm an emotional guy. I thought about this live stream all day and thought about the last 71 weeks, 69 live streams. Oh, we missed one due to technology, and we missed one to a vacation. Not a bad run. Good attendance record. So encourage each and every one of you to stay on it, stay out there, stay with it, tie some flies. If you can't tie a fly, buy a fly. If you can't fly fish, go fish. There's a million and one ways to stay involved, stay active, and it's great mental health support. Just getting out there, being in the water, saying hi to your fishy friends. You know, I enjoy fishing alone, but I also enjoy fishing with company. Um, and it's been an absolute blessing to learn from, individuals like Dave and Claude and other Dave and George and all these guys, mentors. You got to find them. Once you find a good person, hang on to them. Be kind to them. Tell them you thank them, you appreciate them, because without them, we we really don't get to go too far. So none of this is just given to us. It's earned. It's passed down with the graceness and kindness. So I hope you've all have enjoyed. We're going to leave it at that. My back is sore. We've tied a half a dozen woolly buggers tonight. Um, and it was a good run. I think we had a very good run. So I think on that note, I got to switch. I can switch to this one and then roll the credits. Roll credits. No more Wednesdays. I'll have to adjust that credit ticker. Um, yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for tuning in. Please, please, as we move forward, please stay healthy out there. Please be safe. Safety is everybody's responsibility. It's not a joke. It's a real thing. Happy tying. That's very important. Please stay happy as you tie. Don't worry about keeping up with the status quo. Don't make it have to look exactly like you see in the picture. You can strive for it, but ultimately it'll catch a fish. Tight lines. Keep them tight. Slack is evil. Alright, gang. Thank you all. Peace, love, and respect to each and every one of you. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that smash that like button, as the kids say these days. Or not. That's okay. We'll continue on either way. Alright. Thanks. Peace.